I only cheated once. And I swear to you, that single moment has followed me through every breath I've taken since. It wasn't romantic. It wasn't planned. It wasn't even good. It was stupid. Cowardly. A fractured, fragile mistake born from a night I can't stop replaying. And the worst part? He doesn't know. My husband. The man who built me back up when life had ripped me apart. He kisses me every morning like I'm still the girl he married. He holds my hand at red lights. He tells me he loves me without reason. And I smile back. I kiss him. I play the role. But something inside me broke that night. And no matter how tightly I hold him, it won't unbreak me. This is the story of how I ruined the one thing I swore I'd protect. Not with 1,000 betrayals. Not with lies stacked like bricks. Just one. One terrible choice. One night I wish I could bury beneath the earth and never dig up. But it breathes inside me. It lives. And I don't know how to kill it without killing us both. I met Owen when I was 23. Fresh out of a toxic relationship, broke, renting a sad excuse for an apartment. I wasn't looking for anything. I didn't believe good men were real. But Owen was kind. In a quiet, consistent way that snuck up on me. He never tried to impress me. Never sold himself. He just showed up. Always. He worked in IT, had a calm voice, and this almost boyish smile that made you believe he was listening. Really listening when you talked. Our first date was ramen and a used bookstore. Our second was a walk through a cemetery because I told him I liked the quiet. He didn't even flinch. He didn't try to fix me. He just stood beside me while I tried to fix myself. I fell in love with him the night he stood in my kitchen at 2 a.m., holding my hand while I had a panic attack. Didn't say a word. Just held on until I stopped shaking. 3 years later, we got married in a garden behind his mother's church. Nothing fancy. Just close friends, family, a string quartet his sister insisted on, and Owen looking at me like I was the first breath after drowning. I meant my vows. I swear I did. We had 7 good years. Real years. Not perfect, but honest. Laughter, late-night fast food, fights over nothing, makeup sex, Sunday morning pancakes. He gave me a life I never thought I deserved, and then I broke it. It started on a Thursday. Isn't that awful? Something so small, so ordinary. Thursday. Like betrayal has to be dramatic to count. We'd had a fight the night before, the stupid kind. I don't even remember how it started. I think I said something about feeling invisible, about how I was always the one organizing everything, the bills, the appointments, the groceries. He'd said he was tired, that I never appreciated what he did do. I snapped. He snapped. He slept on the couch. I cried in the bathroom until 3 a.m. By the time morning came, we were cold. Civil, but distant. He left for work with a quiet, "See you tonight." No kiss, no glance. I was fuming. He'd apologized by now. He always had. I wanted to hurt him. I wanted him to feel how I was feeling. That day, I ran into Caleb. Not planned. I didn't even have his number anymore. We used to work together years ago. Marketing firm. He was charismatic in that reckless, flirty way that never ages well, but still makes you feel seen. I hadn't thought about him in years. But there he was, at a coffee shop near my gym, looking older, sharper, but still the same cocky grin. We talked, caught up. Harmless, I told myself. He made me laugh, said I looked good, said I hadn't changed a bit. And for a moment, I felt something I hadn't in weeks. Seen. Wanted. He invited me to lunch. I said yes. I don't even remember the drive there. Just that we were laughing in his car. The kind of laughter that comes too easily when you're being seen by someone new. Someone who doesn't already know every version of you. I remember talking about Owen, but vaguely at first. A light mention here and there. Like he was just a roommate who sometimes forgot to take out the trash. But Then it started spilling out. I told him how Owen never listened when I talked about work, how he'd zone out halfway through my stories, how he hadn't planned a date night in almost a year, how he never really looked at me anymore, not like he used to, not like I needed, and Caleb. He didn't interrupt. He didn't defend Owen or try to give me perspective. He just listened, really listened, like every word I said mattered. He sounds comfortable, Caleb said at one point, eyes flicking toward me at a red light. Too comfortable, like he thinks you'll always just be there, no matter how invisible he makes you feel. I swallowed hard. I didn't realize until then how much I wanted someone to say that, how much I needed someone to validate it. I mean, you're kind of incredible, he added, voice lower. You deserve to feel more than just tolerated. That line, it wasn't even that clever, but it hit something raw in me, because he was right. I did feel tolerated, like a checked box in Owen's perfect little life plan. I don't remember what I said after that. Probably something half defensive, half flattered. I was still angry. I was glad Caleb was here. I was glad he was listening. Caleb just nodded, like he already understood. Like he'd been there too. Like the two of us were part of some secret club where affection had a shelf life and love turned into habit. Looking back, maybe that was the real betrayal, not what followed after. Because half of what I told him about wasn't true. And the other half was exaggerated. I just wanted him hurt. I was hurting. Part of me wanted to believe it, that I was unappreciated, that I was neglected, that I deserved more, even if it wasn't true. Even if I was rewriting things to justify what came next. I don't remember most of it. I think he held my hand. I let him. I think I kissed him first. There, in the front seat of his car. I don't remember. I swear I don't. I don't remember why I agreed to go to his apartment. I don't remember what was said. I don't want to remember. I wanted to hurt Owen. But not like this. I didn't plan what happened. I never wanted to cheat on Owen. Caleb didn't even wait till we were in his bed. I knew it was wrong. I let him. I let him have me all to himself. I remember holding on to him. Tight. I knew what I was doing. I still didn't let go. It was empty. Awful. Mechanical. When it was over, I sat on the edge of his bed and stared at my hands. I didn't even say goodbye. I just grabbed my purse, walked out, got in my car, and drove until my gas tank hit E. I came home late. Told Owen I'd gone for a long walk to clear my head. He kissed my forehead. Said he was sorry about the fight. He apologized. Owen apologized. If he had done so this morning, I wouldn't have been in someone else's bed an hour ago. I almost confessed. Right there. My breath caught in my throat. Because I am a coward. And because I knew if I told him, it would break him. I know I said I wanted to hurt him, but I promise it wasn't like this. And somehow, the idea of truly hurting him became more unbearable than the punishment I'd already started giving myself. I swore I'd spend the rest of my life making it up to Owen. But I couldn't outrun what I did. And that's where the real damage began. I started pulling away in ways I didn't even notice at first. When he touched me, I flinched. Not outwardly, not dramatically, just enough to register in my chest. I'd force a smile, kiss him back, make love to him with practiced sweetness. But my mind screamed the whole time. Screamed that I didn't deserve his hands on me. Screamed that I was filthy. He noticed, of course. Owen's not stupid. Owen's not. He just trusted me too much to imagine the worst. He asked once, while we were brushing our teeth, "Are we okay?" I said yes. That I was just tired. Hormones, work stress. He nodded, believed me, or pretended to. Then came the insomnia, the weight loss. I stopped singing in the kitchen. I stopped laughing at his jokes. My smiles became muscle memory. My eyes didn't follow him when he left the room. I started avoiding mirrors. Couldn't stand the sight of myself. I joined a yoga class, took up journaling, read self-help books about shame and forgiveness. Nothing helped, because it wasn't about healing. It was about hiding. And every time Owen kissed me goodbye, every time he held me in his sleep, I died a little more. I thought about telling him. 1,000 times. I wrote letters I never gave him. I rehearsed confessions in the shower, in the car, in my dreams. But when I looked at him, really looked at him, I couldn't do it. I wanted to keep the good part of us alive. It nearly slipped one night. We were at a friend's engagement party. One of those backyard setups with fairy lights strung between trees and a fire pit that smoked more than it burned. Owen was talking to someone about work, something technical, something I didn't understand. And I was halfway through a second glass of wine I hadn't planned on having. And I was watching him, really watching him. The way he smiled without trying. The way he tucked his hands in his pockets when he was nervous. The way he always looked a little uncomfortable in crowds, but stayed anyway, because he knew I liked being around people, and it hit me like a wave crashing. I don't deserve him. I walked up behind him, wrapped my arms around his waist, and whispered, "You're too good for me." He turned, surprised, eyes warm and playful. "Where'd that come from?" I almost told him right then. My throat tightened, and I could feel the words bubbling up like bile. "Because I betrayed you. Because I don't know how you still love me. Because I don't know how to live with what I did." But I swallowed it, smiled, shook my head. Just lucky, I guess. He kissed my forehead and told me I was weird. That night, I cried in the shower, quietly, water muffling everything. I was having all sorts of thoughts, dark, things I'm too cowardly to admit. I considered therapy. I even scheduled a session once. Sat in my car outside the building for 20 minutes, staring at the door, heart pounding like I was being hunted. Then I turned the key and drove away. I couldn't say it out loud, couldn't form the words. Because if I did, if I admitted it even to a stranger, it would become real in a way I couldn't take back. Instead, I confided in no one. Not even my sister, who tells me everything. Not even my best friend, who would have carried the secret with a fierce kind of loyalty. The guilt became a language I spoke fluently. It narrated everything, colored every moment. Owen would brush my hair behind my ear while I read, and I'd hear, "He doesn't know he's touching a liar." He'd reach for my hand during a movie, and I'd think, "You cheated on him with hands just like these." I started dreaming of that night. Not in a romantic way, not even in a fearful way. Just replays. Static-laced memories looping like a broken VHS. The sound of Caleb's voice. The feeling of my clothes on the floor. The moment I realized I'd made the worst mistake of my life. Every morning, I woke up with Owen's arms around me. And every morning, I wondered how long it would last. How long I could keep fooling him. How long before the weight of silence crushed whatever love we had left. One night, we were in bed. The kind of quiet where nothing's wrong but everything feels heavy. He was reading. I was staring at the ceiling, trying not to cry. My guilt had built into this thick, living thing, pressing into my lungs, sitting on my chest. Every breath felt borrowed. It came out of nowhere. "You've been somewhere else lately." His voice wasn't angry. It was soft, sad, like he already knew the answer but hoped I'd lie and make it go away. I looked at him, and for the first time in weeks, he really looked back. I opened my mouth. I swear I did. But instead of the truth, I whispered, "I think I need to talk to someone." He blinked. "Like a therapist?" I nodded. And just like that, he reached over, closed his book, and pulled me into him. "Okay," he said. "I'll help you find one. No suspicion, no accusations, just love." Which somehow made it worse. Therapy didn't fix me, But it did force me to say the words out loud. Not to Owen. To someone neutral. Someone paid to hold my secrets and not fall apart. The first few sessions, I danced around it. I talked about stress, self-esteem, old relationship wounds. And then, in week 4, I said it. I cheated on my husband. My therapist didn't flinch. She didn't gasp or scold. She just waited. I told her everything. The fight, Caleb, the parking lot, the bed, the self-hate. "How do you feel about it now?" she asked. Like I built a bomb and swallowed it. We spent months peeling me open, examining my shame like rot under a floorboard. She never excused it, but she helped me understand that punishment wasn't penance, that dragging myself through broken glass every day wasn't the same thing as accountability. But still, I didn't tell Owen, because therapy could help me, but it couldn't undo what I did to him. I don't know if I ever will. I still wear my ring. I still make him coffee in the morning, still fold his laundry, still laugh when he makes that stupid joke about the neighbor's cat. But it's different now. Not because I cheated again. I didn't. I never will. But because I buried a truth so deep, it rewired my soul. And the worst part? He still loves me. Still chooses me. Even though I can't figure out how to choose myself anymore. Sometimes I wonder what would hurt him more. The truth. Or the hollow version of me he comes home to every night. But then he looks at me with those same soft eyes. And I know it would be the truth.